pass this on. I think I've said enough for this time around. We're going to have another meeting anyway.
Yep.
So let me go now. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Excuse me.
I really do.
Would you pass these
Oh,
out?
and
Please,
just maybe.
please listen. 2 men and you have just 1 more, we're gonna have to share one.
Oh my goodness, you guys have to share. I'm so sorry. I really am. But at your leisure, to go along with all the other stuff.
Okay.
What are we looking at?
I believe, you tell me what we're looking at, Sharon, specifically, quickly. Pictures of before, during, and after of the area surrounding where he wants to build.
Okay. And I also have something I'd like to say along with those pictures. I wrote this on 11/8/2015, planning on bringing it to this meeting, which obviously was the one that, again, was continued. All the eagles that used to fly over our heads, the owls who used to make nests in our barn and in treetops have all disappeared. The egrets often strutted along our beach shores. The opossums, skunks, rabbits, foxes, deer, coyotes, and geese have been missing for many years. All of Mother Earth's creatures flew or ran away because the property next door to our home has sounded like a logging camp for way too many years. Many of the trees were murdered by our neighbor who used a chainsaw to kill them. Then he rolled the dead tree logs to fill up the lower west side next to the Connecticut River to make his land higher than it was before. Patrick Layton's activities were often captured by a surveillance camera that is mounted behind the window in the upstairs apartment on 109 Honey Pot Road in Hadley, Mass. That same camera, plus many eyewitnesses, also saw him use his alleged farm tractor with a bucket loader on front to rearrange his property near the river in its wetlands area. He would drive that tractor up and down the hills he created by planting more garbage and trash. Then he would cover all that trash up by digging more beach sand and whatever else was in front of the tractor with a bucket loader in front. It's not difficult to look back in time and see he planned out a very long time ago where he was going to design the roads for his tractor and other toys he uses to carve up the beach and redesign our Mother Earth. The roads can clearly be seen on the north and south side of his property. The middle section is now a water catch basin, so when the river floods, the water is not able to return to the main stream, which provides a safe haven for mosquitoes to breed. Pat Layton often sprayed something from a cylinder that had a long hose attachment. He would spray all over the ground and on top of his piled up tree branches. It was not safe for us to go outside because of that stagnant water, and the smell from that water was very past horrible. Patrick Layton used his weed whacker to cut down all new bush and small startup trees on his land. He also stepped across the boundary line and cut down bushes and trees on my property. I previously contacted Kathy Borowski, Northampton Realtor, and asked about the possibility of selling my home and land. She explained the realty law. That law states a tractor or person selling any property must disclose any negative conditions which are associated with it. There is another law that grants permission for the tree to be cut down, unless the owner of the property gives permission for the tree to be cut down. If anybody violates that law, they could be fined or sent to prison. Patrick Layton has cut down many trees on my land. The last time he cut down my tree, his wife called Greg Hunter on that day and told Greg her husband wanted to cut down a tree, but that call came after Patrick Layton had already cut down the tree. He even took the wood back to his land. A few years ago, my land was worth more than $100,000. My house was valued at $60,000. My property is now worth less than $0. All his alleged improvements have caused my land to seriously flood after snow meltdowns and rainstorms. Patrick Layton's property cannot drain properly because of all the concrete, brick, and stone walls, cinder blocks, rubber tires, shopping carts, and many other acceptable things he used to create a park-like setting. This is a copy of Section 11 concerning public ways and works. Section 11, who willfully, maliciously, or wantonly cuts, destroys, or injures a tree, shrub, or growth which is not his own, standing for any useful purpose, shall be punished by imprisonment for not more than 6 months or by a fine of not more than $500. When Patrick Layton was first asked by a zoning board of appeals member why he wanted to build a barn that high with a 4-foot wide chimney on it, he replied he wanted a place to keep his tractor warm during cold weather. His reasons concerning his alleged barn request changed a whole lot each time he explained his reasons. As far as his reference to the natural footprint of his property, during the time when Patrick was building his tall fence, and after that he spent much time adding the yellow truck behind it, plus covering it up with a wooden roof and surrounding that truck with more wooden structures on all sides of it. Patrick is also claiming that was where the original barn was. It's for certain Patrick did change his original barn plans into a new design. He moved the chimney from the side of his alleged barn plan, north elevation, and placed it in the middle section of the updated, drawn by Patrick Layton barn plan, west elevation. Hello, CC, and all the people who care about planet Earth. If a geophysicist were to arrive on Patrick Layton's property, 105 Honeypot Road, on the wetlands area of the Honeypot Peninsula in Hadley, Mass., it's for certain he or she could tell which rocks and dirt were natural and original from the beach shores, and they could be compared to the newly added dirt and rock samples Patrick dumped there when he used his alleged farm tractor with a bucket loader in front to rearrange Mother Earth's natural plan. They'd also have the tools to see what's below ground level. They could see what's truly there. This round of Conservation Commission, Hadley Planning Board, and Zoning Board meetings started way back in February of 2015. There were many other complaints sent before that from Patrick Layton's neighbor and other people who cared. During this recent merry-go-rounds, our not-so-jolly neighbor also sent complaints about our horse pooping in his own corral that is next to our home. And after that, he complained about a mattress that was put in front of the tall green trees that still grow on the back of my property on 109 Honeypot Road. That mattress was put there by my brother Brent, who has peripheral artery disease. My bro just wanted to watch the river flow on from a semi-comfortable position. Can you imagine what it's like to have vein cutouts of some of your body parts and put in another area? My brother was also the man who did most of the work on Patrick Layton's tractor, the mechanical work. The aliens Pat complained about living in my house were minor children and elder citizens, judges from Northampton, Holyoke, and Springfield, sent to our small green home that existed long before the naughty neighbor popped up spreading his false barn plans and his tall tales of falsified information to all panel members on the Planning Board, Zoning Board of Appeals, and our Hadley Conservation staff meetings. Before the cold snow falls down on Patrick Layton's driveway, somebody changes the front bucket loader on Pat's alleged farm tractor and turns it into a big wide blade to plow snow. Historically, that has always been when Pat would push the snow off his land and deliver it to the front part of our driveway. We have no way to escape until the kids come back home to shovel us by hand out. I do know Greg Hunter went to Randy Eiser's office recently to ask for a copy of Up Nice. Patrick was very loud when he suggested his neighbors should pay for that. Several emails were sent explaining Pat had been seen by several witnesses rolling a surveyor's wheel and writing in a notebook that he was carrying around in the other hand. If Patrick Layton barn plans were presented in 3D format, even Ray Charles could clearly see that naughty man's intentions were never about building a barn at all. He thinks Pat's reasons for ordering a continuance were because he truly believed once he obtained permission to build an alleged barn on his property, the barn would take on a personality of its own. Then 2 houses would be on his lot in the Honeypot Peninsula. After that, he certainly could store other family members in his false barn plan house. My name is Sharon Pittman. I am also the secretary for the Honeypot nonprofit Peninsula Go Green team. Please help our Mother Earth and stop this criminal activity of slaughtering all trees and natural bushes trying to grow up here in our wetlands area. All the pictures that were taken and sent to you folks were captured by professional photographers and folks who care, and thank you. I gotta go.
Any other comments? All right, so can I have a motion to continue this? We don't have a calendar.
We don't have a January calendar.
That one?
Well, January 1st.
So, second, third, fourth, 5, 12.
12.
Can
January
we think
12th.
of January 12th? Just got it this weekend? January
Yes,
12th.
got it.
So I need a motion to continue to January 12th.
I'll make a motion to continue to January 12th.
Okay.
Subject to peer review.
I'll second.
Okay.